Here are a couple of great ways to open our opponent's arms up once we've established that side control position. Quite frequently with people who are good fighters, they've already learned to keep their arms in, and it can be quite hard to attack, forcing you to shift the position when you don't really need to do that. When David's lying down here and he's got his arms in good position, just move a little bit this way, I've got to find ways where I can open those arms up, but I've got to usually find ways where I can open them up without making space, because I can't be affording to back off from him and start driving it, because I've just given him all the space he needs to escape. So any can opening, we call them can openers, any can opening techniques that we want to employ usually involve keeping a lot of pressure on. So the first one, we'll look at David's arms. He's got this nice little V, so just lift his arms up that way a little bit. You'll see this nice little V shape in here. So his arms can be held tight against his body, and I'm in side control. In this instance, I have my right hand under here, and I'm locking onto his shoulder. His arms in nice and tight. I need to drop my weight away, back and down, so that I get my right shoulder here below the level of his arm. So it's very important here to get the front of my shoulder down, pressing downward and below the level of that arm. Because if I can do that, and I can drop that shoulder down, no matter how hard he holds this arm, I can get my body off the ground and drive with my feet and just drive that shoulder out, forcing his hand away, and bringing my left hand over to establish my underhook where I can start to attack that arm. Now, one last little detail here. When I drop this away and I drop that shoulder down, the end of this lever is where I want to drive. In this case, it's his wrist. So I don't just want to drive here. That'll work because my whole body is more powerful than his pec, which will keep his arm in and will drive his arm out. But now I'm going to have a hard time getting my head around that arm and in through here. So what I do is, once I've dropped that right shoulder down, I run it up his arm till it hits his hand. Once it's hit his hand, I drive his wrist out, taking it around and getting that arm. That's one great can opener. Another one which we use is this. From here, we have the same situation. We've got our right shoulder down. I now walk my base around, switching around in front of him, and I just keep walking around until I completely clear that arm out. So it's almost like I'm moving into a headlock control position on his arm. So his arm's out there, he can't take it away, and now I can frequently back up and apply the figure four arm lock. Or I can keep moving and circling, taking him over, and now attacking this arm. So there are a couple of ideas, a couple of easy ways to spread that opponent's arms out without having to back off and create the space that he's looking for to escape. So for plenty of other attacks, just visit our site at www.grappling.us.